Hello YouTube, welcome back. In this video, it's a simple video. We're going to be talking about freeze plugs. I already have a video on how to install a freeze plug, and it's your normal cup freeze plug. But what about if you have a flat freeze plug? Did you know that these are both freeze plugs? And how do you install these? So I'm going to give you a real quick little rundown before we got in the shop, and I'm going to show you how I'm putting these in an L134 Jeep. But even before that, which I should have done, is probably a little insight how to remove this freeze plug. So a little quick bonus tip of the day is removing this freeze plug. There's a shoulder underneath it. A regular freeze plug, you take a punch and you knock it sideways and you pull it out. Not a problem. It ain't going to happen with one of these. And the most common things I've seen blocks broken because of this is they try to punch them down just like a regular freeze plug. It is not installed backwards. It may look that way. On the FE Ford, a cup is installed backwards and kind of looks like that. So let's slow down, and this has a shoulder that goes in. If you try to punch this down, it is not going to go back. It has a shoulder there. What do we want to do? We want to take a chisel, put it right in the center, a sharp chisel, punch it in, pierce the hole in the center. If the freeze plugs are old, it'll probably go in real easy. Then just twist it out. It'll pop right out, but punch the center of it. Punch into it, pull it, it'll come right out. So that's the first tip, is how to remove this. The next tip on installing them is make sure that the groove in there is totally clean. A lot of the older vehicles that take this type, the grooves aren't necessarily machined the same spacing. So look at that first, so that after you install them, you're not kind of concerned that they're not sitting in there the same heights. The grooves weren't machined the same heights. So just kind of look at that. I'm going to show you that on the video as well. So you want to know, how does this hold inside the bore if it's flat? Once this is installed and going in all the way flat, if you were to hit the center of it, which you're going to, it's going to expand. It's round, convex. When you hit it in the center, the outside diameter is going to get bigger. So once it goes in, we're going to just basically hit the center of it. It's going to expand and you're done. Use a sealer around it. Any kind of sealer will do. You can use 3M, you can use a hardening sealer, a soft sealer, you can use silicone. Any kind of sealer will work. Back in the day, you could just put these in without any sealer, and it's going to seal when it gets spread out by hitting the center of it. All right, let's go out to the shop. I've already installed a couple of them. I thought it'd be a good idea to come in here and show you all how to do it. Let's just get out there and do it. All right, so I've already installed two right here, but let's go ahead and do these two so that you can see how to properly do it. One of the main things is to make sure these are clean. Take a wire brush on a die grinder, whatever you need to do, scraper, and get these bores nice and clean. You see how it has a step right there? So you really can put in a regular freeze plug that's a cup style. It's the style that you need right here. But I've seen people put them in upside down with the dorman aiming out. You don't want to do that. It may go in. You don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and do the proper way to do a flat freeze plug. Also, you need to put some sealer around here. Any kind of sealer will do. I like to use RTV. Back in the day, we would use a copper coat, and I don't think that any kind of sealer is going to be wrong. Put any kind of sealer, a hardening sealer, a soft sealer, it doesn't matter. If it's a sealer, I think you'll be good. We're going to go ahead and do this because these are old engines, and they do have a lot of rust and porosity in these holes. All right, we got RTV around the hole. Take the freeze plug, and you're going to drop it in place. If it doesn't go all the way in just easily, not to worry. These freeze plugs are a little bit different in size. These are cleans. That's why I know that the bore is right. What I like to do is just slowly tap the outer end. All right, so we're all the way down. I'm just using a socket to grab the outer part because this one was giving me a little bit of grief. Don't know why, but it was. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take and punch the center of it. with a nice flat punch. You could also use, sometimes we would do 2 hammers against each other, and that's actually not a good idea. 1 hammer blow would work. I'm going to go ahead and just do this. That's it. It's expanded the freeze plug. All right, let's put this one in. There we go. All right, so I just taken a socket that's bigger, and I want to tap the outside. If we tap the inside, it's going to expand it. So I want to tap the outside and have it go all the way in up against the shoulder. That's it. Done. All right, so there you go. That's it. They're done. If you look at the counterbore at first, before you put them in, you'll notice that they're all at different counterbores. So when you see them that they're not all the way down, it's because the counterbore is deeper on some than the others. All right. All right, we're going to put some sealer. RTV is in. I'm going to put a little bit, get to put the freeze plug in the hole. If you have a little bit of issues, use a socket on the outside. Okay, it's all the way flush. Use a socket, and I just got it to go in. We don't want to tap on the inside or it'll lock it. So I tapped on the outside, and then all we're going to do now, here we go. Got the camera in front of me so I couldn't get a good hit, but and that's it. All right, that's how you install the flat freeze plugs. You'll see a little dimple in the center. That's what expands them out, and that's it. That's the proper way to put in a flat freeze plug. All right, so I hope that helps how to install these flat freeze plugs. Remember, the center of it, back in the day, we would take a hammer, put it right there, take another hammer and hit it. That's a no-no. 2 hammers against each other could chisel and you could get something in your eye. So you don't want to do that. That's back in the day. Like I said, we drank water out of a water hose. Okay, so I'm still around, so any way you want to hit that flat in the center, something bigger, but you want to just hit the center of it, expand it. Simple video, installing these freeze plugs. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you liked it, I hope it's been entertaining. If nothing else, tell your buds, tell your friends. I may even scribble across the bottom, like and subscribe. All right, I'll see you on the next one because I got to get out there and install some more freeze plugs.